Okay. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I am going to, I always get a little bit of feedback. Lauren Kimball, she and we come up with this little training call just to share with you guys just tips on how to make the most of your summer. And, if you're interested in sharing, if you're interested in making a little extra money, if you're interested in having your products just covered, like we can share lots of tips with you. We've been doing this for a while. For Lauren, has it been 2 years
Over
now?
2 years,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's been over three for me. So we've learned a lot on the way. We still have a lot to learn, but we're definitely excited to share with you guys. We both were teachers as well, so we know what it's like to have the summers off and whatnot. And I always got a little bit bored in the summertime, to be honest. So um, I know that those of you that are on the call, you've loved our products, and a lot of you have been sharing with others. So we just want to give you a little bit of more tools, and just maybe a refresher for some of you of like how you could just make a little extra money this summer. So Lauren is going to start us off.
Okay, so if you're anything like me, I was, like Eloise said, a teacher, and I knew that I was going to be starting the products, and I had in the back of my mind that maybe I'll share this Plexus stuff with people. I'm not sure. And so I kind of gave it a trial period to try the products. But then I began to realize I really want to get my products covered. I don't want to have to pay for this out of our own budget. And if my husband and I are really strict with our budget, we want to make sure that we're doing the best we can with our money. And so when we were looking into Plexus, I wanted to make sure that I could cover it. So these are some of the basics that I'm going to cover in my part of what I did to kind of help cover my products. And then it continued to go from there. And now I have a paycheck that is just a blessing and something I never expected from Plexus, just because I share what I love with people. So first thing we're going to share is how can I get my products covered? So first thing is to ask about one or even up to 5 friends to join you. So if you look on the side here, there's a graphic, and thanks to Lauren Clayman, she created this, and yay! And it's an updated version of the one that you may have seen going around in the past, because our prices changed last May, a little over a year ago. And because of that, our commissions went up a little bit. So when our prices went up a little, our commissions went up a little bit. So if you take a look at this graphic, it says, if you're an ambassador and you don't want to really work the business, but you would like to get a discount or even get your products covered, here are some examples of what you could do. You could have one friend purchase the triplex, and then you purchase your triplex, and you're looking at about $51.65 just in your pocket alone. And that's from a preferred customer. If you go up to 3 friends trying the triplex with you, as well as yourself, you're looking at about $123.30. And that's pretty much covering your triplex right there. Or if you look at to getting 5 friends to join with you and you get your triplex, you're looking at about $258 just in your pocket. So it's very doable, and this is something you could just share with your close family members or friends, and you wouldn't even have to be posting on social media, and see your products getting covered and then some, which is a huge bonus. Number 2 is ask your close friends to join you as an accountability partner. So I included this verse here. This is one of my favorites from Proverbs. It says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And the same goes for when we're in Plexus. When you have someone to do this with, to talk to walk through these steps with them. How are you doing your products? This is how I'm doing. And you're going to be able to go back and forth, be able to sharpen each other in your journey, but also you're having someone to do this with you, which is always wonderful. It's better to do things with people, with friends, than to do things alone. So that's another way, is ask your close friends to be your accountability partner and ask them to kind of join you. Then it's not as much of a pressure. You're not putting pressure on people to buy my products from me. This is, hey, I need you because you could need me as well. And we can kind of be there for each other. So if you word it in that respect, it's a lot easier to get people to join you when you are sharing Plexus with people. Number 3 is share on Facebook about how Plexus has changed your life. So this is taking it a step further. And this is actually bringing on social media what Plexus has done in your life. A lot of times at the beginning, you may feel like, well, I don't really know how to share. What do I say? So the best thing that I did in the very beginning was I found different jewels in our company, people that I knew were successful. I knew that they were doing very well based on their rank with Plexus, and I followed them. I became their friends on Facebook. I made sure I was checking out their team pages, especially people within our own uplines. And that gave me a lot of great ideas and examples on how to be genuine with my audience, because I saw them doing it. They weren't pushing Plexus on people. They weren't puking it on them. They weren't salesy. They were just honest and sharing about their life. And I saw lots of posts about their life, but then I also saw their posts about how Plexus was completely changing their life and how thankful they were. So I put some examples here of great uplines to follow. So first one would be Amber Volbada, Erin Carey, Bridget Ryan is another one that I follow on Instagram, and Ellen Ford is another one. And if you have any other ones that you love and that you follow, I'd love to see you guys share it in the chat here so that we can have a chance to share with each other people that we follow and get really great ideas from, because it always helps to get ideas. Sometimes, like for me, I'm not good at words. So when I read other people's posts, how they formulate it and how they catch people's attention, I need that. I need to be able to have people to look at and to observe and then take notes on, because that's not part of my creativity. I can be creative in other things, but that's not my creativity. So that's why it helps to have those people as my friends on Facebook, so I can see what they're doing and kind of take the example from the best. Another thing is to look for posting challenges on team pages. A lot of our uplines, especially Amber Volbada, does a great job about having a posting challenge. So sometimes she'll choose a week, for example, and every day there's a different prompt about, okay, today we're going to post about this. Post a picture with your pink drink and your family. So you show that it's something you do around your family all the time, or whatever it may be. But she gives you great prompts to help you see, oh, I could do this. Yeah, here's my challenge for today. That's good to go. So it takes that creativity out, and you can just follow whatever that posting challenge is. So keep an eye out for any posting challenges. And the last thing on this one is to make sure your Plexus posts are compliant. That's a really, really big one. Before I started Plexus, I stalked Eloise's page for about 6 months. And I was always looking at her posts, wondering, what is this Plexus stuff? But when I was checking out her posts, back at that time, you could share a ton of things like Plexus and fibromyalgia, or Plexus and my severe rosacea, or whatever it may have been. What's that skin one too? There's a skin one when you have bad skin.
Eczema,
thank you. Drawing a blank on that one. So you could post that back then, but because of compliance and people maybe complaining, we have to be very, very picky about what we say and careful about what we say on Facebook or Instagram. So we can never say in the same post Plexus and a medical condition, a treatable medical condition. We can say maybe migraines in a post, which is a treatable medical condition, but we can't say Plexus. We could say migraines and I take these amazing supplements and I no longer have migraines. You can get creative with your words, or you can also say, like, for example, my favorite product is BioCleanse. So I can post a picture of me with my BioCleanse, because this has changed my life and my migraines. I used to suffer with migraines for years. But because of this, I really believe that's a big key factor in why I don't, because of the magnesium. But I can't say in the post with me holding this migraines. But I can say, this is my favorite because I used to have excruciating headaches. That is not a medical condition. So that's just an example of compliance. We have to make sure that all of our posts, when we put them up, are compliant. And if you ever have a question or you're not sure if something is compliant, you can always ask your upline and run it by them and say, hey, what do you think about this before I post? That's what we're here for, to kind of help each other out. So compliance is a big one. And if you ever want to know more, you can research on the team pages about compliance. There's lots of posts about that. Okay. So next, so you're posting on Facebook, you're wondering, how often should I post? You're going to want to post about Plexus in general about 1 time a day. But you're going to want to have your other non-Plexus posts be about maybe 2, or at least another one a day about your life. Just you're sharing about your family, your job, whatever you're going through. You want to make sure that when you do post, you're genuine, engaging, that you're being vulnerable with your audience, and that you're not salesy when you do share about Plexus. And a lot of times, especially Erin Carey is great at this. She doesn't even really mention Plexus. She does a great job just continually posting about her family, the health, the books she's reading, what she's learning, and she doesn't even really post about the word Plexus because at this point, her audience, a lot of her audience, they know that she's with Plexus. So that's why it doesn't turn off her audience when you read her posts. You just want to keep reading it because they're so vulnerable and they're just honest about her life, which is incredible. Next is how much can I get paid from Plexus? So this is just a quick review about how Plexus pays us and the very basics of it. So the first 100 PV, that means personal volume, that always goes back to Plexus. They always take that first 100 PV. But then when you get above 100 PV, the 101 PV to 499 PV, you're going to see a 15% discount of that amount in your monthly paycheck from Plexus. That'll come around the 15th of every month. But if you get above 500 PV, it's a jump. It goes up to 25% commission. So that's really awesome when you start sharing with your family or your friends and your PV starts to go up. So that's going to include your own personal products that you buy and any of your preferred customers or retail customers. That goes towards your PV. You're going to see 25% commission of anything over 500 PV, which is awesome. And then the other great thing is on top of that, whenever you add any ambassadors to your team, you're always going to see the following week. So we get paid weekly on our business building bonuses. That'll come the following week, depending on what kind of welcome pack that they purchase that time when they sign up on your team. So we have the potential to be paid up to 5 times a month, which is really incredible with Plexus. So that's just a quick review on how we get paid and how we can make a little bit extra with Plexus. And I think that's it. So, and that's Louise.
Okay, thanks, Lauren. And if I feel like if I am leaving anything out, feel free to jump on in and let me know. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about maybe you want to make at least $500 to $1,000 more. It's totally doable. Like Lauren, we could not afford the products. I, at the time, had 2 little ones at home and I was a stay-at-home mom. I didn't go back to teach and we were really struggling financially. And my husband was like, you can't take these products. Like I didn't even ask for permission at first because I knew we didn't have it, but I was so desperate to feel better. And then I started feeling better and I'm like, I have to figure out how to do this and make this work. And he's like, you really have to get these products covered. And within the first full month of me sharing, I was able to get my triplex covered. And then like Lauren, every month it's just grown more and more and more. And it really has been a really awesome part of just our financial income. So basically, here are some tips of how to make at least 500. So we have something that we call the Power of 3 or Silver. So that's the very first promotion that you can earn with Plexus. So that means you have at least 3 ambassadors who ordered a welcome pack and they have their subscription on and they are under you and you've sponsored them. I know that there's a few of you that may have just 1 ambassador. So you just need 2 more people. If that first ambassador commission qualifies this month, they hit at least 100 PV because maybe they signed up in May or prior to that, and you just get 2 new people to order a welcome pack and get that subscription on, then you hit silver and you get that $100 bonus. And then you get pay points from that. So like this month in May, so we just got paid. In May, our pay points were the highest I've ever seen them. And that's because as a company, we sold so much more product between Joyome and all the VIP packs. And then between what else? Slim HC. We've sold way, way more stuff. And so because of that, our pay points are $3.33. That usually they're around $3. And so, that's every person who signs up under you, they're worth 5 pay points. So that's over 15 to 20 bucks on just these people signing up under you when they commission qualify and all that good stuff. So silver is a big deal. It's exciting. I still remember when I hit silver and I love celebrating when people hit silver, and that's great. And then Lauren, she's gold. So she's the next rank, the next promotion, and she's on her way to the third promotion and all that kind of stuff. And so, so that's what silver is basic. That's in a nutshell. That's what it is. And we'll talk a little bit more about an opportunity of how to help get you to silver in a little bit. So here's the thing that I just kind of want to go over what the difference, I mean, y'all know what different, in a sense, what a customer and what an ambassador is, but how do you distinguish if somebody should be a customer or if they should actually be an ambassador? I have learned to be really picky about who I want to be an ambassador. I know it's the cheapest price, which is great, but I really, if somebody is not willing, and this needs to be part of my conversation with them beforehand, if somebody is not willing to purchase at least something like the triplex for themselves for at least several months and have that subscription on, and again, they have to order the welcome pack, which is the cheapest way to get something like the triplex. If they're not willing to do that, then they can be a customer. They can be a preferred customer, and that is totally fine. If they're only interested in like 1 or 2 products, then they just need to be a customer. You can earn that PV, and it's great. And I know we have retail, and that just means it's like a one-time order and they have to go in every time when they want to order it. I don't even, like, if I tell people about it, I'm just like, this is a great way to go if you really like spending money because it's the most expensive. And then preferred it, I always let them know, like, you can always, it's just an auto shipment, just like you would with, you know, a magazine subscription. I don't even know if people do that anymore and have magazine subscriptions, but, you know, some people I know have subscriptions with Amazon and this or that. And so if somebody is interested, like, if they're okay with being a preferred customer, it's a little bit more than wholesale price, but they will get that, a 10% discount on their order for every month that they order. It's after the 4th consecutive auto shipment. So they get the initial order purchase, then 4 months of auto shipments, and they start getting that 10%. And it gets really close to the wholesale price. But there's just no reason for them to pay the $34.95 and then only order like 1 month. They're not making their money's worth. And then we've had some people that they've then have just ordered 1 product, and I'm like, do you realize it's taking you 9 months to recoup that $34.95? Anyways, it's just easier to go, like, it benefits everybody in the long run. If they spend more than 100 PV, which is slightly less than $100, then, and they're willing to do it for at least 3 to 6 months, ambassador's the way to go. If they're not, customer. And then you can always benefit from that PV as well.
And I think too, sorry to interrupt, Eloise, I was so focused in the very beginning on having so many ambassadors that I wasn't picky about the people that I asked to be on my team. And I saw too many people just turn into, they call them white lines. They just weren't ordering at all because they really weren't committed to the products. They did not want to take it for 3 to 6 months, like Eloise said, and that we should be suggesting to their potential customers. And I saw definitely not as much of my paycheck as I would have if they would have just been my customers in the beginning. So it's, if you know they're going to be long-term, your long-term customer, definitely sign them up as an ambassador if they're committed to the products. But if they're not, just have them as preferred. And I've been leaning more towards that route and seeing more of my paycheck just because I have more preferred customers now when before I had too many ambassadors that weren't doing anything. So.
Yeah. No, it's good. And they can always upgrade. And I always try to tell them, like, you can always upgrade to an ambassador at any time. Like, that is fine. When I just let them know, like, okay, if you want to be on my team, this is a requirement. And if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. You can be a customer. And it really takes any desperation out of my voice. I'm like, that's fine. Like, I don't need you as an ambassador. I'm happy to have you as a customer. You can try it out. I feel like happy customers make happy ambassadors. At least that's what the case that it's been for me. And I've seen it over and over again. And you never know who's going to want to share. And it's okay if they don't want to. They do not have to sell or share at all. Like, that is completely fine. I'm more than, like, I have quite a few wholesale ambassadors that have been with me for like 3 years now. And they love the products and they don't want to share. That's fine. I'm happy that they love it. So something that may make you a little bit nervous. And I'll be honest, it's not my favorite thing to do, reaching out. But I tell myself time and time again, and you still may be new, or maybe it freaks you out to reach out to people. But I've heard over the past 2 years so many testimonies from people I know about how these products have been a game changer for them. One of my friends, Danielle, she's mid-30s like me, has 2 little ones. She's had rheumatoid arthritis since she was 19 and was on meds. And her doctor had pretty much said, we're going to try one more med. And if it doesn't work, sorry, you're out of luck. Like, didn't really have any other option for her. And then she saved up her tax refund money 2 years ago so she could try the triplex. And she's like, I'm going to give it a good 6 months effort, like just to see if it really helps. And within 2 to 3 months, she could tell it was making a big difference in her, not having all that joint pain and inflammation. And she takes Ease occasionally, but it's really the triplex that has done it for her. She got off of her RA meds, prescriptions. She doesn't have high blood pressure issues like she did before. She got off those meds. So like, I just remind myself of some of my favorite testimonies of people that I know, or maybe people I've never met. And I know these products work if people are consistent and give it time. So here's the magic message. That's kind of what I give myself, like a pep talk, like before I reach out. And so I'll use something like the magic message if it's somebody I've never mentioned Plexus to, and I'll just be like, hey, I don't know if you've seen my post, but I am loving Plexus. Have you ever heard of it, or have you ever tried it? And just ask the question, and that's it. And just wait for them to respond. Some people may not respond. Some people may, and they're like, I'm not interested. That's fine. I view it as like I'm a waitress offering a cup of coffee to them. And sometimes I may not want a cup of coffee. But I'm pretty sure that waitress doesn't go back into the kitchen and cry and be like, they didn't want my coffee. And so you kind of have to get over yourself and get over the fear of rejection. Again, I have to give myself a pep talk like that. You may not have you may have 1 or 2 people that are kind of rude or unkind about it. But that's a very small percentage. Most people are like, oh, I'm not really interested right now. And if they say that, then I come back with them and say, that's totally fine. Whenever you want to get started, I'd love to be the one to help you out. Letting them know, like, I'm here. I'm not quitting anytime in the near future. And I want them to know, like, I am the one to help them. Megan Clark, I still remember one of our first conversations. We met at Starbucks, and she was like, I knew you were the one to go to because you wouldn't stop posting about it or shut up. I wouldn't shut up about it. And so I want people to know that about me. Like, I'm the girl. So not that I'm a crazy Plexus girl, but I'm one that believes in it. And I know, like, I want people to know, I don't know, to know that and be confident of that. I would rather join somebody that is confident of that than somebody who isn't, if that makes sense. So magic message, really, like, keep it less is more kind of thinking. I'll go with that a little bit more. Okay. How often should I reach out? It's being consistent. And so I think just doing it every day, even if it's just 2 people, like making sure you post once a day about Plexus. And again, you don't even have to say Plexus. You can even talk about gut health. Hey, I just saw this really great article about gut health and the brain and the connection. Like, what do you guys think? Have you ever heard of this? Like, doing engaging questions type of things. And just letting people know you're learning and, like, you're invested in just overall wellness, because that's what we are. We want to be the health and happiness company. We want to show people, like, we really are genuinely trying to live healthier lifestyles, and Plexus is a great tool to help with that. So doing it every day, being consistent, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's only 2 people every day. That's fine, but just do what you can every day. So IPA is called income producing activities. So these are a couple different things these numbers you might throw out. They're not phone numbers or anything, but 351, you might hear of that. That's basically, for the longest time, we kept hearing 531, where you reach out to 5 new people, you follow up with 3 people, and then you train somebody like yourself or somebody on your team. And sometimes that can seem overwhelming. And so these other 2 are still really, really new. And so, Lauren, I think you've been doing the 3, 6, 9, 12 a lot more recently. Can you elaborate on like what that means.
Sure. I actually just did it before we hopped on this call. I'm halfway through it just because of timing got away from me. But the 3 minutes means that I'm going to spend a focused time either in positive affirmations or in the Word. So for me, I got on my Bible app. I pulled up my new plan that I'm starting to read. Um, and I went through that, and it literally those 3 minutes go by really quick. So that's what I do in the first 3 minutes. So setting my mind straight, refocusing, especially if the day's been crazy or busy, and remembering, okay, who loves me? Who do I love? And, focus on those 3 minutes with the Lord. And then 6 stands for 6 minutes. That's going to be friending people. So sometimes I'm done before the 6 minutes is up to find 3 new friends. I'm following this sheet as well. This is the IPA sheet. So I wrote my 3 new friends here. And I was done before the 6 minutes is up. So that's also when I do my birthday reach out. So I will find anyone whose birthday it is today on Facebook and comment and say, happy birthday. Hope your day was great. The 9 stands for 9 minutes, and that's going to be 9 minutes of following up with any of the people you've already spoken to. You've been giving them videos or information about Plexus. So I spend that time just making sure I'm connecting with anyone and I'm not forgetting any old messages that kind of get pushed down. So that's what the 9 minutes is. And then 12 minutes, the last 12 minutes, you're going to be focusing on reaching out to brand new people. This is when you're going to do your magic message, or you're going to be just reaching out to people that were old friends, reconnecting with them, and then sharing Plexus with them. So what I always do is I set the timer on my phone, and that really helps because when you know that timer is going off, set for 3 minutes, and you hear the ding or whatever's playing. So that makes, got to go on, move on to the 6 minutes. So doing that means I'm going to get a good focused 30 minutes in of working my IPAs, and I'm not scrolling Facebook or getting distracted by anything else, and make sure I'm ready to do this half an hour of focus work. And I really got so much done tonight. I feel like for a while, because I just picked this up after convention, it's been a busy week already for me. And just sitting down and getting started on that, I was like, oh, okay, I could do this. I got this. And it kind of gets you going in a rhythm. I love this sheet. I have quite a few printed off. I highly recommend you printing it off. Ellen Ford has it saved in her files on her team page if you would like to look for it. But that really helps, just going through, checking off my water intake, checking off, did I make a Plexus post? Did I make a personal life post? Things like that. Just gives me a place to put my info for my 3, 6, 9, 12 IPA. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, that's great. And then this 2x2x2 is something that Erin Carey just on Tuesday nights, we meet with her, and anybody is welcome to do that. We just started the book Girl Wash Your Face, and it is so good. Oh, and it's oh my goodness, it's so good. Okay, so I'm going to read this just because I haven't had a chance to really dive into this too much, but the 2x2x2 means that daily you reach out to a minimum of 2 people about the products or the business. So that's going to be a minimum of 60 people you reach out per month if you do it every single day. So that's the first 2. The second 2 is like following up with 2 people. So maybe it's like 2 people you've reached out to before, you've had a conversation with about Plexus, they did show interest, and you're like, hey, I know we talked about Plexus at one time. Are you ready to get started? I think asking questions is huge because most people will feel more willing to respond instead of just saying, let me know. People don't just let you know. Like that just doesn't happen. And so see the second 2 following up. Let's see, or maybe it's a customer or an ambassador on your team and you just want to check in and see how they're doing. Maybe they stopped taking the products, and you don't even have to talk about Plexus every time I think I got hung up in the beginning thinking every time I talked to somebody had to be Plexus or every follow-up. It doesn't always have to be. It can be just touching base with them, building that relationship. Let's see. And then the last 2. So again, it's another 60 people that you are reaching out to and you're following up with. So that's 120 people total. And then the third 2 is that you're generally reaching out to 2 people daily that you never spoke to about Plexus. They're not involved with Plexus, and you're just building relationships. Those are things you can easily do. Marco Polo, I will say, has been really fun to do that with some random people. Like that are friends of mine, or they're acquaintances that I've always wanted to get to know better. And that's been really, really kind of fun. Just goofing around on there. Okay, let's see. So then that's like 180 people a month at least that you're building relationships for, you're following up with, you're talking to them about Plexus. So these are just ideas. You don't have to do these. These are just different examples of what may work for you. For Lauren, like she's filling out this. I want to say it's in our virtual office in the resource section as well. But if you're not on Ellen Ford's team page, you can check out there. There's also a list of called a 64 connections sheet. And that's where you can write down a list of people that would benefit from the product, people that would benefit from the business, people who just really need Plexus, like for every reason possible. And then people who are they're influential. Either you have influence over them, or like they're very influential people. We kind of call them like our dream teamers, that kind of thing. And so there's lots of different ways to do it, but you've got to figure out what works for you. So you may be really organized, or you may be like me and just have like a bunch of I have like little paper on my desk, and I'm like, okay, like this is my list. I'm a little more scattered than I probably should be, but I've still made a successful business out of this. So you find what works for you and you just go with it. A few more tips. There's shareables in Virtual Office. If we have time, I can go over and show you that. Or if you have any questions about that, I may even do a little tutorial and put it on my team page about where to find shareables. Because every time I do this, Lauren can attest to this, my computer gets super slow. So for the sake of time, I'll do a little tutorial another time. Okay, like I said, less is more. It is so easy to just spew Plexus and be like, it's almost like you're wanting to share everything possible because you're afraid they're not going to respond to you. And you're just like, you should try Plexus. Everybody should, that is such a rookie mistake. I still make it, ever so often when I get really excited, and then I like overwhelm people, and then they don't come back and talk to me for like another 8 months. And they're like, I'm ready now. I'm like, okay, but that doesn't always happen. But, less is more. So if, really look at what you're saying, and chunk it, just take it in little baby steps and ask those questions. Think of it like a tennis match. You're asking questions. You're listening to what they have to say. If you have questions, use your sponsor. And if your sponsor's not active in the business, then use their sponsor. And so, and then, I didn't write this down. Okay. So I love voice messages because I heard this at Super Saturday a couple of years ago, and they said passion has a sound. And for some reason that just resonated with me. And so I use voice messages as much as possible, and you have to get it within a minute if you can. Sometimes I do more than one, but curiosity kills the cat. They're going to be like, ooh, she left me a voice message. What is she going to say? So they're going to listen to it mostly, hopefully all of it. And they can hear my excitement. Sometimes I've even done a video message on Facebook on I can't do it on my phone, but I can do it on my computer. And that gives me an opportunity to do maybe like a 2-minute video. They can see my face and my excitement. But I love doing voice messages. And Tamara Holloway, who's a diamond, gave us an awesome tip in our Ruby training at convention, where she said, if it makes you nervous, you can send a voice message to yourself. In Facebook Messenger, you can type your name in, and then you can do a practice voice message. And if you like it, you can forward it to that person. So if that makes you really nervous, and on your phone, what you can do is you just hold down the button. And if you are not loving the words that are coming out of your mouth, you just hold on to it and you drag it up to the top of the screen, and it should not send. But I also think you can delete it. I think that's an option now. I think when I first started doing voice messages, you couldn't delete it. So but I love voice messages. I think, and I can knock them out way quicker than sometimes I think I overthink the words that I'm supposed to say. And I'm like, no, they can hear I'm a real person. I'm being vulnerable. I'm being passionate, all that good stuff. Okay. Lauren, can you talk a little bit about your Silver in 7 challenge that's coming up?
Sure. So that is coming up next Monday on the 18th, starting that day, and it's a 7-day challenge. And basically it's just a separate Facebook group. And during this challenge, there'll be daily prompts every day. That'll be either videos to watch or articles to read, and then a chance for you to respond and comment below on each post. So this is just a chance for you to see what it's like, walk through the steps of what people would do if they're trying to hit silver, or if and even people, I've heard diamonds say that that's their goal every month. They're already a diamond, they're at the top of the company, but their goal is to hit silver minimum every month. They want to add 3 new people to their team every month. So that's something that we're always all working for, whether you haven't reached silver for the first time yet, or you've made it to diamond. That's what we're all trying to go for every month. And so that's just, it's a great way to learn more about Plexus, learn more about our products, but also give you practical steps every single day for 7 days to walk through what it looks like to really work the business. So I'd love to have you guys join me. Let me know if you would like to be added. I can add you to the group page, and that begins on the 18th, next Monday.
Yeah, and I think it's, Lauren, I think it's when you went silver, there were like 5 of you. We did this challenge earlier in the month, in September, I think.
Yeah.
And then like 5 people hit silver that month on my team. And it was like, I get so excited, like, everybody, so-and-so hit silver or gold. Like, that's probably one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It's really fun. So just gives you a lot of basic tools, and Lauren's going to do a great job with running it for sure. Another thing that you can use to, like, you can post and reach out to people is we're going to do an online testimony event. So we love doing these every month where we will share about product information. So we are going to share about especially the newer products, but we're going to do a lot of testimonies, either video, written testimonies. We'll have lots of giveaways. And I'm going to do all the posting. You guys, if you want to be a hostess or a host, all I would need is some kind of testimony. If you can do a video testimony, great. If not, that's okay. If that freaks you out too much and that's too much out of your comfort zone for now, then a written one is fine. But I would love to push you outside of your comfort zone, because again, passion has a sound. I want people to see we're real people, and that we're just like, everyday people. And so, yes, thank you, Megan. I just saw that. So, and then it's going to be 3 days, because we got a lot of stuff that we try to jam pack into those days, and it's like every few hours. And this also, in the past, we used to do like one night events, and people, I think, just like to use the excuse, oh, I have something that night. Well, with this, we're like, oh, it's super casual. You just comment when you can. That kind of, that's how we overcome that objection, by not even giving that as an option to them. But it's just really great. I love seeing the participation from everybody. So if you're a hostess, you can give us 3 sticks of Slim, and it can be either Slim, it doesn't matter. Or, if you have a P96 packet, like, you can donate that for a giveaway. And then I will give away, I think I have a extra bottle of Vital Biome. So that's going to be the grand prize. And we have great participation. It's a really very casual way of just sharing what Plexus has done for people, and just so people can see testimonies and all that. So those have been usually really, really successful. And honestly, it kind of gets you to see who's really interested in it, because whoever usually wins it usually becomes an ambassador. There's several of people on our team that I can think of off the top of my head. Okay. And then here's another thing that's starting. So the online event and the Silver and 7 are starting June 18th. The online event is super casual. Like I said, like, you guys don't have to comment, and be like part of it every 2 hours, but just comment when you can. But the Slim Hunger Control and Lean 14-day challenge is going to be run by Amber Volbada. It's going to be on her page, not her team page. She has like a customer page where she runs all of these kind of challenges. Like, we did a detox on there one time, but it's called Get Healthy, Be Happy. And it's going to start June 22nd. And here's what she told me, because I was like, wait, we're starting on a Friday? Like, that seems a little weird, because normally we start things on Mondays. Well, what people are noticing with Hunger Control and Lean is we really need to, like, really, really, really slowly ease into taking both. A lot of people are going to be taking them for the first time, and there's a lot of fiber in it, if you get my drift. So we need to so what we're going to encourage people to do on Friday is over the weekend to just really slowly start the products. And then they're only doing it for 14 days because lean is 14 servings. So, but Slim HC, we're asking them to purchase a bag for both. And so that's another really casual way of reaching out to people. Hey, my team is doing this Slim Hunger Control and Lean Challenge for 14 days. I mean, is this something you'd be interested in? Or would you like to join us? And so for me, having events or things like this makes it super I don't know. I don't know. It takes the pressure off in a way, because you just never know who's going to be interested in, a meal replacement shake or, blood sugar, leveling blood sugar and all that good stuff. Or I think most people probably need portion control help. I know I do. So, and then the last thing I'm going to talk about is Leaders Retreat. So you may think, well, I don't have any ambassadors, or I have one ambassador. I am not a leader, but you are. Anybody can earn Leaders Retreat. Leaders Retreat, typically it happens in October. They throw a crazy, awesome Halloween party every time, and I love it because I love dressing up. But Plexus knows how to treat their ambassadors well. And so it is, usually it's at a Gaylord, and you get to stay there for free. They usually don't provide for every meal, but they provide for a lot of meals. Well, this is on a cruise, which means they're providing every meal. You get to stay on a cruise for free, and you can bring a guest. So basically you're getting a cruise for 2 people for free, because you've earned it. And it's all about, having high PV and adding ambassadors, adding customers, all that kind of stuff. Anybody can do it. I've had, let's see, my first year I had a silver ambassador join me. And my second year I had a silver, 2 silvers. Lauren, were you a gold by then?
Yes, last year
so
I was.
Lauren was my gold ambassador, and I had 2 silvers that joined me. So it is possible for anyone. And this year, Jules, people who are in the top 3 levels in the company are not going to be at Leaders Retreat because they get to go to Hawaii. They're fine and they're doing well in life. But they're opening. I love that Plexus is opening it up and giving everybody a chance to earn something like this. There's lots of different levels of prizes. So you have to earn so many in the contest over the summer, so many credits. And we can brainstorm, if you're really interested in that, then we can brainstorm ways for you to do that, or things that you can focus on. But I'm telling you, Leaders Retreat is so much fun. If you were at convention's great, but it's super jam-packed with lots of stuff to do, and it's hard to take a breather, except when you're at a silent disco, which is, oh my gosh, my favorite thing ever. But which I wouldn't be surprised if they did that again on the cruise. So, because they got the idea from ambassadors who had been on a cruise and there was a silent disco. But anyway, so it's the 22nd to 26th. You would have to be in charge of getting your flight or drive to Florida, and then it's going to Bahamas, and it's going to be, so I love cruises in general, but I love Leaders Retreat. So this is the perfect union, for me. So it's just, it's so good. They just treat you so well. But I will say, if you love to shop, shopping is one of the things that you can earn. It's a $2,000 or $3,000 shopping spree. And they do that the day before. So it's insane. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. You can earn extra cash, up to $750. Anyways, it is awesome. And I can't recommend it enough. It's so much fun. So that's all that we have. Now I want to open it up to anybody for questions or anything.
So Megan had a question in the chat, and she had asked, how often do we use the voice chat for reaching out to people? And I will say, for me, when I reach out to people that I was close with in the past and I haven't spoken to in a long time, I've had every person tell me, gosh, it was so good to hear your voice. I miss you. Just hearing my voice was something that got them to respond right away, because they're like, wow, it was so great to hear from you. So Megan, that's actually something I need to remember that. I forget to do voice messages, and sometimes I find myself just automatically going to typing and forget. I could just do this so much quicker, but just by doing a voice message, so I'm not sitting there typing, but also people love to hear your voice. So that is something that is my goal to do more of when I send people messages. And like Ellie said, curiosity always kills them when they want to hear what you have to say. So
I would just interject, think about your audience though too. Like, because there are some people, like I used to have a hard time listening to voice messages at work, and then it would get stuck there and sit in my inbox for a while. So, just know who you're talking to. But I agree, usually the voice is good.
That's true. But yeah, that is a good point for sure. And sometimes it's aggravating because I'll do my 1 minute and then it won't send. And I'm like, so that's just always
wasted that. Yeah.
Sometimes. But it's fun because people are like, I didn't know you could do that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, totally.
Yes.
And even with doing a little video message, people are like, oh, that's so fun. I had no idea you could do that. So you're I don't know. It's just kind of fun, revisiting people that way. Yeah, I love it. I do it often, actually.
I did my first one with actually Jen Racer, who's on this team. And I reached out to her after Super Saturday with a video message, and I had this random thought, why don't I just do this more often? Then they can not only hear my voice, but they could see me. And so it really worked, and I did quite a few around that time. That's another thing I need to do more of, is video messages, but it does work.
Yeah.
The video messages last longer too. You can get I think 3 minutes.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep, I think so. Do y'all have any questions or anything?
For the HC and Lean challenge, that is, they have to order by tomorrow, don't they? Isn't that what I heard?
I mean, we do say that to give them plenty of time, but honestly, shipping's been happening so quickly. So I'm getting my stuff in 2 to 3 days.
I'm just feeling like I'm on behind on that because I haven't actually invited anybody to do that yet. And I was like, oh, I need to do that.
No, that's
I
okay.
didn't want to be too late on it, so.
Well, that creates a sense of urgency too. Sometimes people need a sense of urgency. So I started the products March 2nd of 2015, and then I was feeling good on them. And then there was a $17 sign-up special on St. Patrick's Day, and I was like, I need to get these products as cheap as possible. I mean, and a lot of people are like that. Not everybody, of course, but some people just need that sense of urgency. So. Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be interesting to see how we do. But Lauren, Kimball, you've been drinking lean the last few days, right?
Guys, I've lost 3 pounds since I've started it. And I felt like I hit a weight loss plateau for a little while because I hit the gym 4 days a week. And I've done HC for the last month. I was part of the group that got it right away when it was available to the select people. And because I was taking Original Slim before that. And so I got over the hump. Just a quick FYI, for when you're on HC, you're probably going to be starving, and you may go back to your really bad habits of eating, because I did. I found myself at this local grocery store in their cake section 2 days in a row, picking up their big pieces of chocolate cake. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I haven't done this in years. I was starving for their cake. I'm like, what is going on? And I thought maybe it was my period because it was during that time of the month, TMI. And then I'm like, what's going on? But then I realized, talking to other ladies in another chat, they had the exact same thing happen to them. They were starving, eating things that they would never eat, McDonald's hamburgers, random things like that. So that's why too, they want to kind of ease you into taking it too. But now that I've been on it for a month, I'm way past those crazy cravings. I don't really eat all my meals like I used to. I'm not as hungry during every meal, and I can walk away, which before it was hard to do.
Yeah.
And then adding the lean, since Monday, every day is my lunch. The scale at the gym is down 3 pounds. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm finally moving, because for a while it was not moving. So that was really cool to see that it's really working, those two products together.
Yay. I'm excited. Any questions about maybe the new products or all that good stuff? Okay. Then that's it. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate you guys being on this call. And even though we don't have officially 10 people, we're one shy, I will do a giveaway. So let me take a picture. And I won't do it right now, but I'll post it on. It's not for the 7-day trial pack, but it'll be for something else. Let's see. I have a fun little water bottle. I got it. And so I will put your names in a little random spinner, and then I'll post it on the team page. So, yay!
Do you want to stop the recording? I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I want you to lose this recording.
Thank you.